So, I am back with episode 14 of Driver Seat Blog Radio, AJ Foyt's lucky number. And we had a fun little racing weekend with some good races at Richmond and the four wides in Las Vegas. Now, I think the four wides are beginning to get a little overdone myself, but that's just me, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who like them. But if there's no real news for me to report, I'm going to come up with some filler material. I mean, this whole podcast is filler material. And we're going to start today because I've been doing some research, and I don't know why I started doing this or why I came across this, but I've got some lists I'm going to do. I'm going to do one today. These are the top 10 foods you might not know are named after people. So we're going to do part one. Part one of at least 6 or 7. There's probably going to be more. So let's get started. Number 10, Cobb salad. Cobb salad is made with chopped salad greens, usually iceberg lettuce, watercress, and romaine lettuce, tomato, crisp bacon, fried chicken breast, hard-boiled eggs, avocado, chives, blue cheese, and red wine vinaigrette. It's named after Robert Howard Cobb, owner of legendary Brown Derby restaurant in Hollywood, and the story behind it is apparently after one particular busy night, he hadn't had anything to eat till around midnight, and all he could come up with were the scraps left over in the kitchen. He made that combination, and it worked out very well. Number 9, Italian restaurant staple fettuccine alfredo, one of my favorite Italian dishes, is actually named after a real person, specifically Alfredo di Lelio, I hope I pronounced that right, who created his dish at his Italian restaurant in Rome in either 1907 or 1909. Number 8, Bartlett pears. Now this one is actually kind of interesting because there's two kinds of pears, Bartlett pears and William pears, that are actually the exact same thing. The only reason they're known as Bartlett pears in the United States was that they were accidentally renamed by early 19th century Massachusetts nurseryman Enoch Bartlett. Other than that, there's no real difference between the two. Number 7, boysenberries. A lot of people only know the boysenberry as a flavor of IHOP syrup, but they are real berries, and they were created by Anaheim Park superintendent and botanist Rudolph Boysen in the 1920s. For those of you who don't know, and I'm guessing that's a lot of you, boysenberries are a combination of loganberry, which we'll talk about in a later video, raspberries, and blackberries. They were first marketed by Walter Knott of the now legendary Knott's Berry Farm in California. Yes, I'm talking about the amusement park. Number 6, the hot brown sandwich. Hot brown sandwiches take their name from when they were first created at the Brown Hotel in Louisville, Kentucky. In fact, I think the only place you can actually buy an official brown sandwich, an official hot brown, is at the Brown Hotel in Louisville. The hot brown is an open-faced sandwich of turkey breast and ham and bacon covered in creamy Mornay sauce, which we'll talk about later. And it's baked or broiled until the bread is crisp and the sauce begins to brown. This was developed as an alternative to ham and eggers for late-night partiers and late-night guests. Number 5, child lunchbox staple clementines, though named after Pierre Clement Roder, might not be created or discovered by him. He was a French monk living in North Africa at the beginning of the 20th century, though their origins could be anywhere from North Africa to South America to Asia, and it's still up for debate. Number 4, shrimp Dijon is a dish that's rarely seen outside of Chicago. The garlic and butter and breadcrumb recipe was attributed to two Belgian immigrant restaurant owners, Henri Pierre and Charles Dijon of the Dijon Hotel and Restaurant, formerly of downtown Chicago. And they were created during the early 20th century. Number 4, Delmonico steak is one of several cuts of beef, which is usually ribeye, with a thick cut preparation that was popularized by Delmonico's restaurant in New York City during the mid-19th century. Still operating today, Delmonico's restaurant was once considered the finest restaurant in all of the United States. Number 2, Bananas Foster. Another dish that most people might not be aware of. Bananas Foster is a dish made from bananas, vanilla ice cream, and has a sauce with butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, dark rum, and banana liquor. The butter, sugar, and bananas are cooked, and then alcohol is added and ignited. The bananas and sauce are then served over ice cream. This was created at Owen Brennan's Vieux Carré in Los Angeles and was named for Richard Foster, the chairman of the New Orleans Crime Commission, who was a friend of Brennan. And number 1, Frangelico. Frangelico is a bit of noisette, which is a liquor. It's flavored with hazelnuts and is herb flavored. It has caramel coloring, and it's produced in Canale and is named after Renaissance painter Fra Angelo. All right, that was a little bit of a time waster. But yeah, I'm just doing this for fun. And again, I've got 6 more of these. So, with the fun out of the way, we're going to have to get serious. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to do a bit on warranty labels right now, so stay tuned. And we are back. Now we're going to talk about warranty labels right now. And I know some of you might be asking, well, what are warranty labels? Well, to understand that, you have to understand the American legal system. The American legal system, where anybody can sue anybody for anything. Now, while most of these lawsuits get thrown out for various reasons, the fact that they can be brought in the first place says a lot. For example, former Judge Roy L. Pearson once sued a D.C. dry cleaning laundry establishment, Custom Cleaners, for over $67 million for the loss of his pants, which he claimed was for some reason worth $67 million. He later dropped this claim down to $54 million just because a pair of pants as part of a suit were lost. Not only did Pearson comprehensively lose this lawsuit, he also lost his place on the docket. This has led to what I call warning label mayhem. With the advent of the Stella Liebeck lawsuit, where she successfully sued McDonald's after she spilled a cup of coffee on herself, anybody can sue a company for whatever they think they are owed in case of injury. This has gotten so bad that pretty much every product these days has to have warnings on them. For example, if you buy a case of rat poison, it has to have caution, harmful or fatal if swallowed, printed on it. Yes, think about it logically. They actually have to warn you that poison is poisonous. Just take a deep breath and just think about that. Let it marinate in your brain. Yep. That's how the legal system in America works. I know that there are other legal systems that have similar, if not less chaotic rules, but this whole thing has found its way into auto racing. With the various suit manufacturers in this day and age, they all have to have warning labels to prevent them from being sued by the wearer in case they are injured. Each one is trying to gain a foothold in the racing market, but they have to distance themselves from the risk of auto racing. Even though all suits should be safety certified, I emphasize the word should be, all suit manufacturers have tags or labels within the suit with legal text stating that any injury suffered while wearing the suit is the wearer's fault and not the manufacturer's fault. As I have many different suits in my collection, I have a series of examples of various warning labels. And I need to make this clear, the ones I'm about to show you are from my collection, but this is not a comprehensive set of warning labels by any stretch of the imagination. Well, here are some examples. And that is how the legal system has wormed its way into fire suits. You don't see any other sport uniforms with these kinds of warnings on them, but you do see them with fire suits. And helmets, and gloves, and shoes. Lawyers suck. But with that out of the way, next week we're going to be talking about the safety certification, specifically the SFI certification commonly used in the U.S. I'm Dave Farson. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you with another episode of Driver Suit Blog Radio next week.